Oh, welcome, lovely soul friend. I'm back today and we'll be continuing on the topic of abundance and abundance, not just like abundance in money, but what is a true energetical abundance. And we'll be creating an astral space today for that. Before we go there, I have created my first service, and I have shared it on my post section on YouTube. You will also find the link down below in the description. So you can check it out. It's I'm just like experimenting with it. So there's like 6 spots for this exact service. I'm gonna then create something else, some other products. It's basically a 2-hour texting session. If you need spiritual guidance, if you need some psychic insights, what else? It could be like field analysis, personal analysis, like like psychic analysis. What is happening in my house? What is happening in my energy field? What is happening? What kind of energies are attached to me? Suggestions for your general path. So whether it's like work or love or anything, I can guide you through. I can guide through pretty much everything. I believe that like everything that I share here also kind of serves as an insight of my ability to do so. And but yeah, usually like the difference between me and like maybe your usual spiritual of guiding, like other people that offer like some sort of spiritual guidance or teaching, I also offer a space of compassion. So even though it's just like text to text, we're texting for 2 hours, I am very masterful with projecting my energy, so I'll be focusing my energy onto you and offering a lot of not just coming from the masculine power of directing somebody, like do this, do that, do this, do that. If that's what you need, I can do that. But also offering space of understanding for and space of just like holding the space for what you are going through, for what you're facing, and because sometimes like people need to have somebody to listen to them. People need somebody to understand them, and they just need to go through the emotion of through the emotions themselves of like feeling themselves, having the space, and that is guidance enough, right? And I feel like that type of guidance is that type of space guidance is lacking in because a person who could do that needs to have like a lot of emotional intelligence, needs to be master magician with their own emotions and having the ability to hold another person with their darkness in that space. And that's something that I can offer, something that I can do. So if you feel if you feel like that's something you would want to try, you can check out my coffee shop where I have this product, and I'm gonna keep adding different products there. So everything products will be for now there. Later maybe I'll create a website or something. Okay, so let's get back. Today's video. Today we are creating an astral space. Astral space. So I have chosen 3 things of value, like what do I mean by value? It's like assets of abundance. So you can now think about 3 things that are assets of your abundance in your life, which like the 3 major things, like the 3 things that you would not trade for anything. I'll explain from what angle I am approaching this, because like, even if one thing that you value a lot is having a lot of money, so you have a pile of money and you're like, that's my asset. But we want to go even like beyond the object and ask the question of like, what is the true asset that is generating that pile of money for you? Or if it's love, what is the true asset that is generating the love for you, right? In my case, let's go through. The first thing I have kind of illustrated here is abundance of creativity. So don't look here, that's for later. So it's the abundance of creative ideas. That's a great asset. I mean, that's the major asset in creating anything, right? My second asset is love, but love's kind of love relationship between myself and my inner child, because the inner child in my life represents, it has less to do with like being a child, but it has to do with divine freedom. It has to do with things like, if I go out on the street right now and I can dance and I can sing and I can feel like, to a certain extent, respecting society, but kind of feeling free to express myself and free to explore myself, and that is the divine abundance in me, because that is me, that is me allowing myself, opening up to divine possibilities, divine play, divine, energy exchange, energy expression and energy exchange. So that is one of my most important assets. I don't want to really call it an asset in this case, but as we're kind of creating a space of abundance, we're exploring it from this perspective where it's like assets. It will make sense in like the further we get. And the third thing, which is this, is energy exchange between people that resonate with me. And the energy exchange just kind of, the more you exchange, the more it keeps amplifying, the more it keeps growing. So these are three of the things that I value. This would be something that goes into my astral space of abundance. You can now, I'm asking you to choose, maybe have a little bit of time thinking, what is important to me, what are my assets. You could choose probably the same as mine, because like the third one, energy exchange, is something that is, I believe it's something that, whatever is your work, whatever it is that you offer, it's something that is valuable for everyone. Decisions. Decide. And if you have decided, if you have had a little bit of a thought about it, now think, what would your reality look like if every one of those assets were like a tree and it just kept growing, kept growing. And where it's like we chose these strings, not strings, maybe strings. No, but we chose these three things out of maybe everything else as the most important things. But imagine that these three things now take up most of the space in your life. They're like huge trees taking up. And so for me, it's like, wow, it's creativity. Wow, it's the love with my love relationship and divine freedom with my inner child, where we are one, we're kind of merged completely, and energy exchange that's just happening on a massive level with people, right? So it's like just like a generator generating energy. Boom, 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 boom. I'm not going to ask you to do anything about it. I'm just asking you to imagine and see that this is the astral space right now. Now what I'm going to ask you to do is tap into this video, feeling myself, feeling everybody that may be viewing this video, and yourself, and feel like all of the people that are here watching this video, it doesn't matter when, it's just in general, out of space and time, that we are amplifying space, like we're amplifying this space together, and send out signals from yourself, from your own mind, of amplification. Like imagine like a bubble that is kind of expanding. In this way, we are amplifying each other's things of abundance, amplifying each other's assets of abundance. So, I of course will be kind of, I'll do a lot of heavy lifting. So I'll just I see my collective here in the feel your assets amplifying. Feel them taking more and more space, taking up more space in your life, making you more abundant. And like this space of abundance, whatever previous ideas you had about abundance, like it is objects, it is money, it is this and it is that, this is also crystallizing and clarifying what are the true things of abundance in your life, right? What are the true things, right? If you did have a lot of food, money, physical things that you buy for money in your reality, then it's like money is simply something that you would not need. So what would you need? What is the thing? We're amplifying it. And now that it is being amplified, the reason for amplification is also because as it amplifies, it is pushing out everything else that is distracting, that is of not importance. The things that amplify are releasing, pushing out everything else. And we, as maybe an ego personality as well, have to have to kind of allow also our ego, our personality, to create a bit more space for it. So let's create a bit more space for it now. Let's welcome these things of abundance and these things of value as friends in our life. Often people have maybe more triggers with these things, like the inner child is triggering them, the creativity is triggering them, money is triggering them, energy exchange with other people is triggering them. I completely understand that because it certainly has been something on every part, something that I have experienced. So let us welcome a perspective where instead of like feeling I have to do something about it, or it triggers me, I have to control, that these things, these assets, these abundances are simply just friends. They're like friends sitting beside us now. They have taken space, and they don't need a lot of doing. They don't need a lot of doing, really, right? And that is the feminine intelligence, also feminine action intelligence, that a lot of people in this world do things from masculine energy, right? They take action, but they often, many people don't have the skill to maybe it's not the right word to say take action, but allow the feminine energy to take action in your life. One example would be feminine energy in action in your life is sitting, talking to people, resting, and allowing ideas to develop and grow naturally. It's like, you know, when you're resting, when you're just having a cup of tea and you're like daydreaming, and you're daydreaming, you're playing, and there's ideas, and it's like, wow, I could do this, I could do that. And that is the feminine energy. That is, you know, you doing work from the feminine energy. It's not like doing work, right? Because it's more like resting, relaxing. It's space-like. But in that way, people lose the intention that just as you develop your actions, you know, it's like you develop your skills, and you're like action, masculine energy. In the same way, you must inject intention in your feminine energy, which is, I need more rest, I need more daydreaming, I need more, you know, people would say like, I need more meditation, but then if meditation becomes, if you sitting down and meditating becomes its own prison, then you're not relaxing. That's the, and if you're not relaxing, you're not allowing the divine to come through. So that's the paradox of forced meditation. But through relaxation, through one's exploration of feminine energy, allowing the space, allowing your divine assets to take space in your life, it's more like divine, God, Creator, is offering you these assets. It is your divine right. It is your divine, it's who you are. These things, it is who I am. You see, we are creating this astral space only to, let's say, I'm resisting, I'm controlling, and I'm like, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that, then nothing's gonna get done. If I give the intention, like, I'm gonna let go of everything, I'm gonna relax, I'm gonna make space, and Creator Universe is kind of giving me these things in this space. It's like, thank you. Sorry. Thank you. In the space, in the relaxation, I can have my true divine gifts, my true divine assets of abundance. And if there is harshness, if there is trigger, if there is heaviness about it, then the best thing that I can do is to just, you know, be friends with it. Be friends and sit with it in the space. Becoming your own best friend. And that was in the previous video where I spoke about money. And I felt like a lot of people that would see that video would have a lot of triggers, as I mentioned in the video. And my only suggestion is, also for myself, when that happened, and when I saw kind of the whole money perspective, just like looking at the world and looking like how people see and how people act, chase, and how they see the working system of money in general. And I realized it's not that certain things may be triggering, that like we have to remove the triggers, but it's that if you just continue with every that misperception, with every trigger, to kind of befriend those things, if you just befriend them, if you get closer them with your heart, is what I'm trying to say. If you're like being more compassionate towards these elusive limitations, then they start to melt away, and they reveal their illusory nature. Right. And the truth of today's astral space of abundance is that you are already abundant. I mean, you always are. You always are. Because you are divine and you are the creator. And the truth of creation is divine abundance. It's infinity. The truth is always infinity. Infinite possibility, infinite abundance, and everything. I am trying to befriend you and your shadows so that you can comfortably remember once more that you are also infinity and you are in abundance, and that it's something that you can allow in your physical manifested reality. The abundance that you're creating perhaps now, not saying everyone, but maybe in certain aspects of your life, if there is lack, then you are creating abundance of lack. You cannot help but be the controller, creator of your reality. And if you believe something is lacking, then universe is saying you have the full control and the full right to believe that something is lacking. And if that is the design that you choose, then that's what it's going to be. So you cannot help but be in control and abundant, even if you're creating lack. It's sort of, you're like a video game designer, and you're like, oh, I want this character to have hardship because that's interesting. You know, and in this case, I myself have chosen to create hardship in many ways because that's interesting. It's hard to accept for many, maybe, that they're the ones allowing it, but I think there shouldn't be any judgment about it. It's like, that's your journey. You want hardship, you like hardship, that's okay. I am grateful for my hardship. I am grateful for creating the lack that I did. It has taught me a lot. It has opened my heart a lot. It has opened my mind a lot in my creativity. And yeah, definitely. It has brought me to my soul friends. Soul friends. All right, on this note, I am closing down on this kind of astral space. If you like to linger here and stay and expand on it, always expand on something, feel free to do so. If you want to have a more like personal text conversation, check out the link below where where I'll share that product which I spoke about in the beginning of the video. And yeah, if you want to join the community, if you want to feel the amplification and the strength of this energy that I share here and that the other people are also assisting with here, feel free to subscribe and like and comment, and always I appreciate you leaving me your just comments or insights, or even if you're telling me that the microphone is not loud enough and whatever. I'm just happy to have you here. Happy that you are, I'm happy that you are giving yourself, I'm happy that you are willing to give yourself the gift of expanding, of assisting yourself, of loving yourself, of helping yourself. That makes me really happy. It's not that you like and subscribe so much. It makes me more happy that you're just here and that you're willing to improve, give it to yourself. The more you are divine, the more I am divine. The more I see you be willing to expand in light, the more I am in light of you. Of you? Maybe. Yeah. Either way, love you very much, my dear soul friend. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.